Maybe it's working. Good morning. I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land where it's windy, which is one of the reasons why I'm not sure whether it's working or not. It doesn't seem to be doing what I would like it to, like working. This is so disappointing. Okay. Who knows? It could very well be working. Oh, okay. Let's just see whether I'm actually on or not. I could be talking and. Oh, there we go. All right, even though it's saying I'm not on. Good morning, Paulette. Good morning, Helen. Hi, Christy. All right. My screen is showing the little buffering sign indicating that it's not working, but my phone is showing that I am here. So sorry about that delay. And this is part of the frustration that is probably percolating just below the surface. So I'm just going to have to ignore this little buffering sign and let's talk about today. All right, so it is welcome to Monday the 24th, by the way. Okay, all right, look, we're all just keeping it contained here, a little bit of containment. All right, so this morning early we had the sun sextile Pluto. All right, so the sun now in Sagittarius. All right, so we've come up out of Scorpio, remembering that Venus and Mercury retrograde are both still in Scorpio and they are coming together. So we could be seeing where our love is where the hurts in our giving and receiving of love have either come from, or we're reminiscing on old times where we have been hurt before. So that's a little bit tricky. It doesn't have to be romantic love, it could be self-worth. There might be some sort of self-worth sort of thing here. But again, Sagittarius lifts us up and asks us to look at things from a different perspective. All right, so I will read the words. So, painful memories may sit just below the surface, but that won't stop you from getting a start on important matters. The moon is in Capricorn, so we do have that. I wonder if that's the right word. My brain is saying impetus. I'm not quite sure if that's the right word or not. I'll have to check that one later, but there we go. We'll use that. That impetus to start things, because there is a responsibility, and regardless of how you're feeling, you are more responsible. Just like a mum when they're sick and they've got kids and they've got families and homes, and you just find the energy to just keep going. All right, so even though there are things percolating with that Pluto, uh, the it's not going to let you, it's not going to stop you. So choosing to see situations from a new perspective lets change happen on multiple levels of your reality. All right, it is the season of faith, and many things are currently being called into question. All right, so that was the Sun Pluto. All right, where well, these things are percolating up so that we can release them, so we can move forward with more genuine experience potentially in our heart. The more that we allow lessons to really integrate, the wider our scope of compassion is potentially, however you choose to see that. All right, so at 12 a.m. tomorrow morning, we do also have Mars square the nodes. All right, so Mars in Sagittarius, which is you know, he's on a mission. He's you know, trekking the Himalayas. He's actively seeking more information. uh, you know, he's on his soapbox preaching his word. Just think of all those Sagittarian, you know, that drive. Maybe that's where that impetus came from as well, because I think that's a word that really means go get 'em type of energy. So that is Mars square the nodes. So that square to the nodes might be a shift in perspective. And that sextile to Pluto, again, very transformative. And it is sort of piggybacking off last week's very transformative week. Now, this week is way more Venus. All right. So we've got Mercury and Venus. They are conjunct tomorrow at 1 p.m. Right. So that's Mercury retrograde conjunct Venus for the second time. All right. I can't remember exactly what degree was it when Mercury hit Venus the first time. But anyway, it's going to go back. And then we are going to have that third hit of Mercury direct. And the next one, however, is going to be with Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. All right, so that is going to be, this is really like that first one was like a ugh, and the second one's like, oh, okay, I can see how it was valuable, you know, and then that third one is, oh my gosh, I get it completely. All right, so there is, you know, there's just this continuance of flavor. All right, so now the moon today in Capricorn, like I was saying, sextile the nodes, that's exact at 3 p.m. Again, it does give us that ability to just get the job done, chin up, tits out, all that sort of stuff. A little bit like a regal. Oh, Mick. Yeah. Sorry, guys. He's been waiting for that call. All right. So there's that nodes at 3 p.m. So here that might feel like that fated left turn that is coming, or the deliberate action that causes you to actually amend your path and journey. All right, so after 6 p.m., the moon does go into an opposition with Jupiter, and then after 7 p.m., it goes into a square with Chiron. So, you know, we might have an sort of experience where we're processing a lot, things are changing within our mind, we're connecting in with our feelings, we're thinking about old experiences, that where, you know, all those ducks line up in a row. Hello, Sally, if you're here. um, and um, and yeah, there's just shifts and turns on the horizon. So, like I was saying, this week, very Venusian, all right, because by the end of the week, we have got, so tomorrow we've got them, just to have a quick overview of the week, even though I haven't completely finished, I can give you some heads up. So, the Mercury Venus tomorrow, that's a big one. Um, the sun's okay, so with the Mercury Venus and the memories and the things that we're, all the connections we're making, the sun starts to then conjunct Venus on Wednesday. All right, so it's all happening, and then the sun starts to really shine on Venus while she's still in Scorpio. All right, Friday Saturn goes direct, awesome. And then Sunday, Mercury goes direct, amazing. And then Monday, Venus moves into Sagittarius. So even though I can't give you all the words, I can definitely tell you that all of the work that you've been doing in the last week, that transformation, these last little bits of things are falling into place this week, culminating in us ultimately feeling better about ourselves and our love lives, and doing a lot of processing. That means that the work we're doing, it's like, oh, big lesson learned. Oh, I can carry this through with me for the rest of my life. All right, so when I'm talking big things, I just mean big connections being made that actually make a difference in your everyday life. So I'm very sorry that I was not able to see anybody's stuff, because it's still saying it's connecting. It's getting, this, I swear to God, FB is getting worse and worse. And I just know that there is some other platform or some other version of Bridget's Astrology coming in 2026. I just don't know what that looks like yet. I don't even know how I'm going to finish this video. So I am around this week. All right, my first shift back at the pub is at 4:45 on Thursday. So if you are in for a reading, I might have those, the $40 specials on this week, or just do you want to have a look at 2026? Actually, this is a great time to tell you that Natasha, the lovely Natasha, and I are doing a collab. All right, so Natasha is the queen of business planning and all of that behind the scenes tech stuff. I've been working with her for years now, and honestly credit her with so much of the stuff that I am now able to do. My part of it is obviously doing the astrology and the timing of the 2026 stuff. So if you are interested in any of those business or planning processes, please reach out to Natasha Berta or myself and we can hook you up. That is going to be on the 20th of December. All right, so just around the time of the solstice. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, everybody. And again, I don't know how I'm going to complete this, but I'll give it a go. So take care and mwah, see you later. Again, I don't know how I'm going to finish this.